is from my name is Mordecai Orimiladeye, and you're welcome to tonight's session on Top Club. Tonight you'll be learning about the power of personal development. The power of personal development. You'll be learning how you can develop yourself to become the best version of yourself, right? And tonight's session is going to be a very powerful session, and I want you to be ready to learn. I know many young people, like I always say, struggle with. I've discovered my purpose now. How can I fulfill my purpose? To fulfill your purpose, you have to develop yourself. You have to become the kind of person that can fulfill it, right? And tonight I'm sharing the principles and the strategies of personal development. You'll be learning how you can develop yourself and become who God has destined you and created you to be. So you may have to share this with someone that you know is going to benefit from this. You may have to share this on your status, share it with a friend of yours, and get your notepad, get your pen, and get ready to learn. I'm really excited about tonight's session because many young people and several people have asked questions about how can I develop myself, and this session is one I'll be sharing how you can go about doing that. And so let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me, and let me know where you're joining from as we get started tonight. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me, and let me know where you're joining tonight's session from. And if you are new here, this is a platform where we help young people discover their purpose and work towards the fulfillment of their purpose. And every month we hold webinars like this just to educate young people and empower them and equip them with the right knowledge, with the right strategies to become who God has destined them to be. And tonight's session is our October's webinar, The Power of Personal Development. And I'll be sharing how you can become the best version of yourself. So thank you, Ushe, for joining. Glad you can hear me. Thank you, Blessing, for joining. I'm glad you can also hear me. So hope you are all ready to learn. Hope you're all ready to learn tonight. Hope you're all ready to learn. Right. Hope you're all ready to learn. It's going to be an explosive time of learning. And please, beyond just learning, please get ready to apply what I'll be sharing. So Uche says she's from Lagos. Glad we are together in Lagos. That's great. Yeah, so without wasting time, let me just get started. And why is personal development very important? Uh, I like telling people that don't wait for the world to get better. Become better, and the world will follow your example. Don't wait for the world to get better. Become better, and guess what? The world will follow your example. When you become the best version of yourself, right? When you become the best version of yourself, you attract the right people, you attract the right resources. Also, you build your capacity to fulfill what God has called you to do. In fact, you must become the best version of yourself because that's what the world needs. Think about your life. Think about, okay, you have discovered your purpose. Have you been working towards fulfilling that purpose? Most people are yet to work towards the fulfillment of the purpose they have discovered because they've not become the kind of person, they've not started developing themselves, working on themselves to become the kind of person that can carry the weight of their destiny. Like, you all know my story. At 17 years old, I discovered my purpose. And it's until after a few years after then did I start working towards fulfilling it in a grand scale. The me that discovered my purpose when I was 17 years old is not the me now, right? The me now has been able to impact thousands of lives, written books, built platforms, impacted thousands of young people. But the me that discovered my purpose then won't I be able to do that? Yes, I have the ability, I have the capacity to do what I am doing currently and what I'm still going to do. But I need to develop myself before I can start doing all I have been doing so far. And so it's very funny that many young people feel they are stranded, many young people feel they are frustrated because I've discovered my purpose now. I'm created to impact this world, but the current you, right, can't really do that to its full extent. You have to develop yourself, and that's the reason for this personal development session tonight. Personal development. So I am talking about discovery of purpose. And if you go to this channel, you'd have had several times I've spoken about discovery of purpose. And I remember when I was 17, the minute I discovered my purpose when I was 17, I was very shy, right? I'm usually very timid. I I even lacked some level of discipline then, right? I couldn't communicate my ideas as I am doing currently. Currently, we have been able to impact about 70,000 young people through our this organization, Teams on Purpose International. But we've been able to do that because I've developed myself, I've improved myself, and in improving myself, I've been able to attract the right people. I've been able to communicate my vision, the purpose, the idea behind what to do, and as a result, people have been attracted and have come on board to be part of this, and so therefore we are moving towards actualizing that vision. The 17 years old me then won't have been able to uh, gather momentum, work towards that fulfillment of purpose. I had to spend time developing myself, and it's a lifelong journey, as you will learn so soon, right? So different season of you, different determines or demands different version of you. Different season of your life journey as you work towards the fulfillment of your destiny determines or demands different version of you, and that's why you must keep upskilling, keep developing yourself, keep learning more about yourself. And I'll be sharing how you can do that this evening. So first, you must understand this is the developed version of you that will fulfill your purpose. You must know this. I know you have discovered your purpose, you know that you're here to impact life, but listen, it is the developed version of you that will fulfill that purpose you have captured. It's developed version. And that's why you must take your personal development seriously. Most of you, the current habits you have, the current level of your discipline, the current attitudes you have, the current characters you have, I know you have discovered your purpose, but the current you, right, won't help you, won't guide you, won't help you fulfill that purpose. You need, that's why it's important you are hungry for growth. It's important you're hungry to develop yourself, right? Because you get stranded in the journey of destiny, even though you discovered your purpose, even though you know your calling. If you don't develop yourself, right, you can get stranded, you get frustrated, because the you that discovered your purpose is not the same you that will fulfill it. It's the developed you that will fulfill that purpose you have discovered. Are you following me this evening? Please, are you following? Let me know in the chat box if you're following me. So think about David, right? You know David was a shepherd boy, and guess what? His destiny is to become the king of Israel. But guess what? David had to go through a season of refinement. He had to go through a season of development where his character were molded, where his character were developed, where he was able to learn how to attract people, how to develop people. The David that became king when he was about 30 years old wasn't the David that at least was anointed king in the beginning. He had to go through a season. And most of you, and me myself, we are going through a season currently. And you are saying, see, someone is doing this, no, it's not time to compare yourself with others. It's time to focus on developing yourself, because when you develop yourself, you become better. And when you become better, you attract better. So think about David. He had to go through a season of development, season of refinement. Most people are trying to escape that season. But no, on your journey towards the fulfillment of your purpose and destiny, you have to go through that season. Think about Joseph. With the dreams he had to go, he was sold into slavery. He had to spend some time in the prison before he became the prime minister that fulfilled the purpose, which is preserving the nation of Israel. Guess what? The Joseph in the beginning that was dreaming was the Joseph that became a prime minister. Imagine when he became a prime minister, he was able to forgive his brothers that sold him to slavery, because during that season of his life, before and that season of development, he was busy preparing himself. He was learning how it works, how to put people together, how to organize people. He was learning things. But most people want to become king, but they want to go through the process, and that's not how it works. Anybody you see that today that is great, they've gone through the process. Think about Moses. The Moses before, when you saw someone fighting the Israelites, one of the Egyptians fighting, what did he do? He went to fight with the Egyptian, right? He went to the end of even killing the Egyptian, because that Moses of that level is not the one that is required to deliver Israel. He has to develop himself, and that's why God took him through around that 40 years in the wilderness, where he was training him, developing him to become the kind of person. Imagine them saying that Moses is one of the most humble people, right, in the Bible, because he went through that season. Most of you, the pride you have now, where nobody wants to serve under you, nobody wants to be part of that vision you have to develop yourself. Are you getting my point this evening? So you must understand this. You must go through a season for you to become the kind of person that can fulfill your purpose and destiny. You must embrace personal development. And it is not public development. It is what? Personal development. It's personalized. That means nobody's going to do that for you. Are you following me? Are you following me? In fact, I know many of you know Ronaldo, right? Who is someone that so much admire. When I was checking one of his pictures, right, when he was a young guy, about maybe 14, he was a very skinny guy, right? But inside that skinny guy lies someone that can become one of the best, in my own view, one of the best players in the world. But guess what? The Ronaldo that is scoring, that has scored over 900 and something goals now is not the same Ronaldo that was skinny many years ago. He has developed himself. There are things he doesn't do. He knows the weight of his destiny. He's developed himself. He spent. I've read the story, and people talk about his work ethic. How he's usually the first to get to the training ground, training field. He's always the last to leave there. The things he has, the kind of food he has to eat, the time for resting, he has to shut up things, and then face his resting time, training time. The Ronaldo then that knew that he's a great footballer is not the Ronaldo now that's a great footballer. He developed himself. So don't tell me you want to free your destiny without going through personal development. Previously, I like you, most of you know my story. I had to go through a time of development, and I'm still in the process. I'm still developing myself. I'm getting better, but thank God I started previously, and that's what most young people used to do now. You must take it serious that from now on, right? I want to free my destiny, but I must develop myself. Nobody's coming to save me. I must spend time developing myself. So, between personal development, between discovery of your purpose and the fulfillment of your purpose, lies a season of training, lies a season of stretching, lies a season of building capacity, right? For example, we have over 400 volunteers on Teams on Purpose currently. We have over 400 volunteers. But the me that is trying to like lead and manage those volunteers is a developed version of me. I have spent time discovering my own self, gaining awareness of myself, learning some team development skills, taking courses, taking trainings, so that I can be able to manage different people with different backgrounds, different perspectives about life to ensure they align to my vision. I have to develop myself. I know I have the gift, right? But I have to work on that gift. I have to develop that talent, right? I have to learn things. And so, guys, for you to become that great person you have seen yourself, that great musician, that great author, right? Even becoming an author, I've written 6 books so far. I had to learn about writing. I had to read books, right? I have to read books because you can't give what you don't have. I have to spend time reading books. I have to learn about writing. I have to spend. I remember when I was between 15 and about 17 years. I spent time writing poems. I know I've written over 100 poems. Over 100 poems. Every time I just spend time writing, just to develop myself. And most of you know through Modi quotes, I've written over about 3,000 quotes. And in writing quotes, I have to spend time thinking about how should this quote go, how should I write this? Just crafting and developing my writing skills. And now I've written 6 books that have impacted people in about over 12 countries now. But I have to do a season of preparation, through a season of, and I'm still developing myself, still learning. So, guys, first and foremost, you must understand that there's a season, and you have to commit yourself to developing yourself through the season of your life. So, what is personal development? What is personal development? Personal development is the deliberate effort to improve yourself. It must be deliberate. It's the deliberate effort to improve yourself so that you can unlock your full potential and fulfill your purpose. Personal development is the deliberate effort to what? Cannot put that in the comment section. What I said is the deliberate effort to do what? To improve yourself. So that's what you can unlock your full potential because you have so much deposited inside of you, but you have to refine it, you have to develop it. So is the what? Deliberate effort to improve yourself so that you can unlock your full potential and fulfill your purpose. And fulfill your purpose. And guess what? To do that effectively, you need to understand the principles that guide growth and the strategies that make it practical. For you to personally develop yourself, you must understand the principles that guides growth and the strategies that make sure it's practical. Right? So when you understand the principles, you can effectively apply the strategies that I'll be sharing. So I'll be sharing the principles of personal development and also the strategies for personal development. So once you combine the principles and the strategies, see, you have set up yourself for a life of greatness. You have set up yourself for a life of purpose fulfillment. Don't forget, there's you that discover purpose, there's you that will fulfill your purpose. And the distance between you that discover purpose and you that fulfill your purpose is a period of development. It's a season, right? And you must go through it. If not, you won't be able to feel it to the fullest. And that's why many young people are frustrated because they are trying to fulfill purpose. They are seeing people doing great things. They too don't want to do great things, but they don't know that you must go through the process. And in fact, the earlier you start going through that process, the better for you. Imagine I just start developing myself now, right? Like that means I won't have written these various books I've written now. I won't have impacted the thousands of life I've impacted now. I won't have done the great things I've done so far if I'm just starting now. Not that I won't be able to do that, but it would have been better if I started early, right? That's why at Teams of Purpose International, for both teenagers and young adults and youths, we are helping you discover your purpose early so that you can start developing yourself. So I'll be sharing the principles and the words, and I'll be sharing these strategies for developing yourself. But before I do that, let me quickly say this. Personal development is intentional self-growth. It's about developing your mind, your emotions, your characters, your abilities. Also, personal development is about moving from who you are now to who you are capable of becoming. Who you currently are is not who you are capable of becoming. There's more to you than who you are currently. Thank you, Bemisola. There's more to you than who you are currently. And personal development is what will help you get to that more, become that more. Many people want to have, don't become great, don't do great things. But no, before you do great things, you have to become the kind of person that can do great things. Because that's what makes sure that greatness is sustained. And that becoming, what helps you become is personal development. I hope you get what I'm saying. There are people that have achieved something now, but guess what? It won't stay long in their hands because they've not become the kind of pen that can sustain it. That's why you see people that have maybe they win lottery and won maybe 10 million naira, and in few years or maybe a few weeks they've spent everything because they've not become the kind of person that can sustain that amount. So the goal is not about having. The first thing is about becoming. Then you will have. And for you to become, you must focus on developing yourself. So all these are just foundation, right? And also you must know this: personal development is multifaceted, right? It's not just one area, it's multifaceted, right? It covers your spiritual life. You must develop yourself spiritually. It covers your mental life, right? You must develop your mental, how you think, how you reason, right? You must develop yourself emotionally. You must develop yourself how you can process your emotion. There are people that if you are building a team and someone offend you, because you just pour out your emotion and destroy what you are building. And guess what? How will you fulfill your purpose that way? Where you grow something because of your emotion, you can't control your emotion, you destroy everything. That's why personal development is not just one dimension, it's multidimensional, right? It covers the different areas of your life. Your spiritual, you must grow your walk with God because the more you know God, the more you get the understanding of your purpose, right? You must develop yourself mentally, the way you think, the way you reason. You must develop yourself emotionally. You must also develop yourself relationally because you can't fulfill purpose alone. You need the help of people, right? And there are people that God has called uh, and God has ordained, right, to work with you to fulfill that purpose. But I pray your character will not chase them away or drive them away. And that's why you must develop yourself relationally. Some of you are still shy, you can't connect with people, you can't network with people, right? You have to develop yourself because you need people to fulfill destiny. You need people, you need God, but God will also use people to fulfill destiny. So you have to develop yourself relationally. You have to develop yourself financially. You need money, right? You need money. Also, you have to develop yourself as regards your physical growth. You must take care of your body because a vessel for the fulfillment of your purpose. If you are always sick, if you are bedridden, you can't work towards fulfilling purpose or destiny. Are you getting my point? So your personal development must be multifaceted. Uh, it must cover different dimensions of your life. What is personal development? What personal development is not? Personal development is not about competition. It's not about competing with others. This one can speak better than I can speak. This one can write better than I can write. This one can do this better. No, it's not about competition with others because that's what many young people do. They compete with others, right? It's about transforming yourself. Forget others. Focus on yourself. It's about transforming yourself. And that I said that compare yourself with who you were yesterday, not who someone is today. Let me start again. Only compare yourself with who you were yesterday, not who someone is today. Many people are seeing someone that can speak fluently and they are comparing themselves with someone that can speak fluently. Meanwhile, you that focus on comparing yourself with who you were yesterday. Are you getting my point? Okay, it seems I'm back online now. Okay, right. So many people compare themselves. Let me show if you can still hear me. Let me show if you can still hear me. Let me show if you can still hear me. So if you can hear me, let me know in the comment section because it's keeping here. I'll be sure if everyone can still hear me. I'll be sure if you can still hear me. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So as I was saying, don't compare yourself with someone else, who someone else is today. They've gone through the process. Only compare yourself with who you are yesterday. So if you are improving every day, although it's little, you are making improvements. So focus on that, right? So personal development is not about comparison. Also, personal development is not about perfection. Many people are trying to be perfect. You don't start to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect to start. You have to start to become perfect. But don't focus on perfection. Focus on progress. Right? Most people are not doing anything about their life now because they want to be perfect before they start. They're not doing anything about their purpose now because they want to be perfect to start. But no, right? You have to focus on progress. Imagine if I am waiting to be able to speak to people or communicate with people or plan or organize projects before I start fulfilling purpose. I won't have done anything. Imagine if I'm waiting to become the best writer in the world before I start writing. I won't have done anything, right? I have to start, right? And start making progress bit by bit. Not compare myself with, there are times I compare myself with people, right? And it's very difficult. But I've trained myself and I keep training myself that Mordecai, you are not against someone else. The competition is not against you and or someone, it's about against you, right? Also know that personal development is not about a one-time event, it's a lifetime journey. So I have told you what personal development is and what personal development is not. Now, why is personal development important? Why is personal development important? Number one, it shapes your destiny. The most important project you will ever work on is on yourself. That's the most important project. So personal development shape your destiny, right? It helps you develop the habits, the mindset, the character that determine your future. So personal development is very important because it shapes your destiny. Number two is that it multiplies your potential. The better you become, the more you can do, right? That's why I told you that the me is 17 years, when I was 17 years old, I discovered purpose. It's not the me currently. Because the me currently can write books. I can, for example, next year I'm working on two books, two impactful books. I'll share more about that soon, right? Next year we are planning to on impacting 100,000 teenagers, students in Texas State, Nigeria, right? Because I'm developing myself, I'm able to multiply what I'm doing. So the better you become, the more you can do. So personal development helps you multiply it multiplies your potential. I remember it took me over 6 months or about 6 months or 8 months to write one of my books, The Action Code. But when I was writing my book, Maximizing Your 20s, it took lesser time because I keep improving. So I can write more books in shorter period. This year alone, I wrote 2 books. It can just show you that I'm really improving. I'm getting better. So it multiplies your potential. Number three, it builds confidence and self-awareness. Personal development is important because it builds confidence. When you know you are developing yourself personally, you are confident, right? You can stand in front of people, right? You can speak. And that's why I was very shy. I later discovered that I was really very shy then because I knew that I'm not improving. I'm not good enough. I felt I'm not good enough, right? But first of all, after discovering my purpose, I start understanding that I am good enough. The only thing is that I will develop myself. So, guys, if you're developing yourself in different areas of your life, imagine I can tell you that based on my emotional intelligence, right, which I developed, it is difficult for you to annoy me. I remember we've done meetings that or don't had meetings with people that they speak somehow, right? But because of how I've developed my emotions, I don't let their reaction determine my reaction, right? I subject all my actions to listening, right? I ask myself, okay, what should you do now, right? So it builds confidence, right, and self-awareness. Also, personal development transform your relationship. If you are developing yourself, you are You attract people. You can give yourself better. You can help you better. You can offer the best version of yourself to people. It builds your relationship, personal development, right? You attract the right friends. Also, finally, why is personal development important? It creates impact and legacy. When you grow, you become a model for others to grow. See, Cristiano Ronaldo, for example, has impacted many other young footballers because he has developed himself and they look up to him. Ask yourself, who is looking up to you today? Are people looking up to you today? There are some people you look up to. It's because they have developed. There are people I look up to. People like Sam Adeyemi, Johnson Maxwell. I look up to them because they have developed themselves and I'm attracted to it. I am inspired by it. So when you develop yourself, it creates impact, it creates legacy. And that's why it's just to say that the best thing you can give this world, the best gift you can give this world is this transformed version of you. The best gift you can give your friends is the transformed version of you. The best gift you can give your family is the transformed version of you. The best gift you can give for some of you that is in a relationship is the transformed version of you. And the best gift you can give this world is the transformed version of you. Now, like I said before, to develop yourself, you need to understand the principles. And you also need to understand the strategies. So, what are the principles? Let me quickly share the principles and then I'll share the strategies and we'll round up tonight. Right? The principles of personal development. Don't forget, principles is a universal law. If you apply yourself to it, it will produce the required results. Principles is universal, regardless of who you are, where you are from, your background. If you apply yourself to principles, it will produce the required results. So let me start with the principles of personal development. That means, regardless of who you are, where you're watching this from, if you obey these principles, it will work for you. The first principle is the principle of self-awareness. The principle of self-awareness. And Socrates said something. He said, the unexamined life is not worth living. The unexamined life is not worth living. So the first principle of personal development is the principle of self-awareness. You have to be aware of yourself to grow yourself. You have to know yourself to grow yourself. Most people are trying to grow. No, that's not how it works. Start by knowing yourself. Know who you are. Know your weakness. Know your strengths. Know your values. Know yourself. Know the vision of your life. Be aware of your purpose. Once you gain that awareness, you can then start growing yourself in the direction of that awareness. Most people are trying to grow themselves, but no, it starts with self-awareness. You cannot grow what you don't know. You can't grow yourself if you don't know yourself. Growth begins with the understanding who you are. And self-awareness is about knowing who you are, why you act the way you do, and where you are heading. Self-awareness is about knowing who you are, why you act the way you do, and where you are going. Where you are going talks about your vision. You must know your vision because if you want to become a great speaker, you must know that, okay, I need to develop my communication skills. This communication skill I have currently, right, can't take the way I'm going. And that's why personally, because my goal and my dream is to become a global speaker, which I am working towards to, and I'm already aligned to, but I know I need to develop myself, right? I need to grow myself. So self-awareness is the first principle of personal development, right? So ask yourself these questions. Who am I? Who am I? Ask yourself. I've answered the question last webinar. You can go and share it. Who am I? Right? That's part of the questions you must ask yourself as you get more self-aware. Also ask yourself, what are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? Right? Some of you, like one of my weaknesses initially was that I don't know how to interact with people. I love being alone because I'm an introverted person, right? But guess what? I know that, Monica, you want to be the global vision, you need people. So you have to get yourself out there. So I have to start reading books, learning, improving myself so that I can what? I can improve how I relate with people. And that's given me and it has paid me great return. But imagine if I'm now aware of that my weakness, I won't have learned how to leverage other people's strengths or even develop myself so that I can better impact people and work towards the vision and purpose of God for my life. So ask yourself, who am I currently? Ask yourself, what are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What are recurring patterns in my life? Sometimes if you look at your life, you notice some patterns that every time I spend time with this person, I start thinking irrationally. So when you notice that is a pattern, you know that you can stop it. Self-awareness. It helps you develop yourself. It's very important. Most of you, okay, it's when I listen to this song, it's when I spend myself in this self-awareness, you start noticing patterns that can start changing so that aligns to the kind of life you want to live or the kind of vision or purpose God has destined you to fulfill. So that's the first principle of self-awareness. The second principle is the principle of responsibility. I remember when I was young, they often tell me that with great power lies great responsibility, something like that. With great power comes great responsibility, something like that. That means each and every one of us have power. And because we have power, God has deposited inside of us. And because we have power, responsibility is placed on us. The responsibility of a king is different from the responsibility of a slave. The power that comes with a king, it marks on him, right, or impress on him, right, greater responsibility. And you must know that you have power, and that means you must take responsibility for your life. You must take. No one is responsible for your growth. No one is responsible for your growth but you. No one owes you your growth. It's your personal duty. Nobody will help you develop. You must focus and take it as a personal responsibility to develop yourself. You are a product of your choices, not your circumstances. So regardless of where you are currently in your life, don't say, in my family, we can't do, we don't. No, don't let your circumstances determine your destiny. You are the product of your choices, not your circumstances. That's why you must take responsibility. Don't say, I can't do anything, I'm shy, I can't talk, I can't plan, I can't bring people together. This is just who I am. No, take responsibility. You know your purpose now, you discover your purpose, you have to take responsibility for that, for the fulfillment of that purpose, right? And that's why you must develop yourself. Growth begins, development begins the moment you take responsibility for your life. Take responsibility. Take responsibility. Stop making excuses. So ask yourself these questions. Am I taking full responsibility for my life and the results? Most of you, if you fail, you blame other people. If you succeed, you tell you are the one. No. From now on, whether your success or failure, take responsibility for it because that's when you learn and that's how you can grow. Take responsibility. You made mistake. Own the mistake. Learn from it. Move on. So ask yourself, am I taking full responsibility for my life? Do I blame others when things go wrong? You blame others. What can I do differently to change my outcomes? Take responsibility. Stop waiting for people to push you to become responsible. Become responsible. Ask yourself, what habits or excuses must I let go of today? Most of your excuses that you grew up in a village. Your own excuse is that you failed your jam several times. Your own excuse that one lecturer is against your life. Your own excuse that I have few followers. No, those are excuses. Take responsibility. Tell yourself, what do I need to do to get to this level, to become a better version of myself, and start taking action towards it. The third principle is the principle of consistency. See, I'll be able to go so far because I'm consistent. And the principle is a gift. It's not even a gift, it's something I developed myself. For example, I grew my platform, Body Coach, to over 315,000 followers in 101 countries by posting quotes every day. Think about it. Posting quotes every day. When I was serving a village, there was no network, no light there. For 1 year, still I posted quotes every day. I had to go under a tree, or most time go closer to the river, most time go to a particular area in the community where there's network just to post quotes. Because I know I need to be consistent. Because success doesn't happen overnight, it happens over time. Success doesn't happen overnight, it happens over time. Every great thing you see today doesn't just come like that, it took consistency. In, for Tales of Purpose to our outreach, the first time we did our outreach was in 2019 when I was 7. We visited a school in the local government where I was 7 in River State. But guess what? The next year again, we visited 5 schools. In, then another year again, the third year again, we visited about 14 schools. Another year, we visited 34 schools. Another year, we visited last year. This year, we visited over 163 schools. Consistency, in consistency lies the power, right? So that's another principle of personal development. Success is the sum total of your effort repeated day in, day out. So for you to grow, develop yourself personally, you must stay consistent. It's a principle. Don't expect results. You learned about public speaking yesterday. You expect to become a master speaker now. No, it has to take time. It takes time. You must be consistent. Keep doing it. The secret to your future is eating what you do daily. Stay consistent. Keep writing that book. Keep learning how to control that emotions. Keep reading. Keep doing things that will help you develop yourself. Right? Be consistent at it. Because when you are consistent, that's when your efforts compound. Right? It compounds. Transformation happens over time, not overnight. Never forget. And so ask yourself, what do I consistently do that is shaping my future? What are the daily habits that align with my goals that I need to stay consistent with? Where have I started something but failed to stay consistent? What is one discipline I can practice every day from now on? For me, one of my own discipline every day is to be reading, read books. Yours could be to learn something new every day. Yours can be to connect with someone every day. Yours can be to create content. You know, be consistent. That one the power of principles of personal development. Also, the fourth principle is the principle of lifelong learning. The principle of lifelong learning. Who knows the third principle? The third principle is the principle of what? Consistency. The fourth principle is the principle of lifelong learning. Learning is the fuel of growth. As fuel powers your car, so also learning powers your growth. It fuels your growth. Those people who stop learning stop growing and start dying. And that's why I tell people that you are never stagnant in life. It's either you're improving or going backwards. Either you're moving forward or going backwards. Nobody's ever stagnant. If you're not improving, just know that you are going backwards. So ask yourself, are you committed to lifelong learning? Lifelong learning. Commit to continually educating yourself, learning new things, reading books, attending programs, attending conference. That's how you grow. Lifelong learning. Great people we see today, people like Johnson Marks, Sam Ademi, they still learn, they still attend workshops, attend conferences, read books because they know that for them to keep gaining capacity to fulfill their purpose, they must keep learning. Principle of lifelong learning. So ask yourself, what am I currently learning today? And how is it shaping me? What was the last time I learned? When was the last time I learned something new? Some of you, this month, you've not learned anything new. This year, some of you, this year, I can say that you've not probably learned anything new. What are you learning every day? What books? What courses? Who are the mentors that can help you grow? You have to connect to those people, right? Lifelong learning. Always learn. And the fifth and final principle I'll share tonight is the principle of mindset. See, the Bible says, as a man thinketh, so he is. You can't go beyond your mindset. Growth begins in the mind. You can't go beyond your mindset. As a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. As a man thinketh in his mind, so he is. That way, you have to change how you think. You have to change from having a fixed mindset, thinking that you can't improve, to having a good mindset, knowing that you can improve, you can get better. Most people now, they're not learning, they're not growing because they think that they can't grow, they can't get better. That's a wrong mindset. See yourself that regardless of the weakness, your weaknesses or your limitation currently, you can get better, you can grow, you can improve yourself. The mindset, right? The principle of mindset. Adopt a good mindset. Adopt a good mindset. Now that you know the principles now, the 5 principles, now let me share the strategies. I'll share 5 strategies and I'll round up tonight. Now, what are the strategies, right? What are the strategies of personal development? As I round up tonight, what are the 5 strategies of personal development, right? Don't forget, I have shared about what personal development is, the continuous effort to improve yourself so that you can unlock your full potential and fulfill your purpose. I've told you about what personal development is not. Personal development is not about comparison. It's not about perfection. It's not about trying to achieve success overnight. No, it's about consistent effort over time. It happens over time. I've also told you about the principles of personal development, the 5 principles of personal development. Now, here are the 5 strategies. And as I'm sharing these 5 strategies, think about how you can start applying them immediately so that you can develop yourself, right? The first strategy for personal development is you must set clear and purposeful goals. Can someone put that in the comment section? Set clear and purposeful goals. Don't forget, purposeful goals is very important. You can't grow by accident. Growth follows direction. You can't just go by accident. You must have a direction for your goals, for your growth. And that's why it's important to set goals for your growth. Purposeful goals for your growth. Most people, they're not growing because they don't know where they want to grow. They don't know what they want to grow. No, without a target, you won't be able to walk towards the target. Right? If you don't have a direction, a target, what will you walk towards? You don't even know whether you are growing or not. Most of you are actually growing, but you don't know, you are not aware you are growing because you actually didn't set as a target. You are growing by mistake. You get, you must set a target for your growth. Set clear and purposeful goals. Define who you want to become and what you want to achieve in all the areas of your life. Define it. Who do you want to become? I remember years ago, I told myself, Mordecai, I want to become a disciplined and consistent person. I want to become a visionary person, a visionary individual. I want to become uh, a great leader, someone that leads people and influence people to take the right actions. I want to become a great speaker. I want to become a great author, right? Be clear about who you want to become. It's very important. And become a very organized person. Don't forget, you have to become to have. So tell yourself, what do I want to become? Where are you targeting? Where are you going to? What's the direction? Right? Like me, my own is specifically around speaking, right? Communication. Is around building businesses. My own focus of growth, right, is around writing books, becoming an author. So be specific. I'm not aiming to become a better singer. You get? I'm not aiming to become a better dancer. I'm not a good dancer at all. If I sing, I tell people you run, right? But imagine I'm comparing myself with someone that is singing better than me or dancing better than me. It's a wrong comparison. Do you get what I'm saying? Because that's not my target. It's not in line with who I want to become. It's not in line with my purpose, my makeup. So that's why you must set clear and purposeful goals and ask yourself, who do I want to become? In the next 5 years, who do I want to become? In the next 10 years, who do I want to become? Don't forget, I said in the beginning that as you go towards the fulfillment of your purpose, different seasons of your journey determines and require different version of you. There was a time I was talking mainly about purpose many years ago, majorly about purpose. There was a time I improved and increased. I started talking more about purpose and productivity, talking about personal development, right? But now I'm looking forward to start training people in different organizations, people organizing workshops. I'm already holding conferences in different parts of Nigeria. I've held one in Lagos, I've held one in Ibadan, I've held one in Ondo State, right? But now I'm looking towards that. Okay, Mordecai, you have to start training teams, right? You have to go to companies, organizations, and train their staffs. And that version of myself the required that purpose, that direction, that goal requires a different version of me. That means I have to maybe learn more, read more, research more. I get what I'm saying. Connect with mentors that are doing what I want to do and learn how they are going about it. Do you get what I'm saying? So you have to set purposeful goals, right? Some of you, what you're aiming at requires you to get some certifications. Some of what you're aiming at, you will have to set purposeful and clear goals in line with who you want to become. But first write it down. Who do I want to become in the next 10 years? Who do I want to become in the next 5 years? Who do I want to become in the next 1 year? I get my point. So define who you want to become and what you want to achieve in your spiritual life. For you to fulfill purpose, you must grow spiritually. You must spend time praying. You must spend time reading the Bible, right? So ask yourself, who must I become in my spiritual life, right? How can I become more spiritual, right? How can I grow mentally? Reading books, learning more, knowing how to assess your emotions. How can I grow emotionally? How can I grow financially? Right? Set goals there. Maybe you have to read books about financial growth. You have to set purposeful, clear goals in different areas of your life, right? So, for example, if your goal is to improve your communication skills, you can set a specific target. For example, I will enroll in a public speaking course and deliver at least one presentation every month for the next 6 months. This is that I will enroll for example, one of the things I did was that I started reading books on public speaking and communication, right? And then I told myself every month I will hold a webinar both on things of purpose and motivate, right? I have two different platforms, right? I said so for the past 2 years, imagine for the past 2 or 3 years now, I've been holding webinars every month. If you check my first webinar here, the way I spoke, it's not the way I'm speaking now. Now I'm more confident, right? I can now process my thoughts in a better. Previously, I can't do it as I am currently doing it. But as I keep doing it, I keep getting better. But I started by first learning about, okay, how do you communicate with people? You have to share stories, you have to give examples, you have to organize your thoughts, structure your presentation, right? So those are things I learned, and then I've been practicing it and I'm developing myself. But it started with me having a clear purposeful goals. So you tell yourself, right, which area of life you want to improve. Set clear goals about it, right? Be specific. It may be your relationship. We say, okay, In the next 12 months, I want to connect with 12 people. Every month, I'll make sure I connect intentionally with one person, either virtually or online, or virtually or physically, maybe attending conference or programs. That's but first I need to learn how to connect with people, because most people, they don't know how to connect with people. They don't know what networking and relationship building is about. So you have to gain the knowledge first, then apply it and give yourself timeline for it. In 6 months, in 1 year, I want to be able to do this. In 1 year, I want to grow my finances. How can I grow my finances in 1 year? Okay, I must learn a skill. Which skill must I learn? Okay, maybe artificial intelligence. Which course can I take? Okay, I'll take this course. In the next 6 months, I want to learn artificial intelligence. And as I'm learning it, I'll be applying it to build a project, and then I'll build my portfolio and then start submitting. Or I can even start sharing my learnings online, so I can attract the right people that will need my services. You must time it. Set clear and purposeful goals. That's the first step, right? Set clear and purposeful goals. Number two strategy is that build growth-oriented daily habits. Based on research, 50% to 40% of your daily actions are habitual. That means today, out of the 100% actions you've taken today, right, 50% are habitual. You don't even know you are taking them. You are used to it, right? Some of them are bad habits. Some of them are good habits. Are you getting me? Some of you brush your teeth today. It's habitual. You didn't remember when you're not trying to think about brushing your teeth. You're just brushing your teeth. It has become an habit. 50% of your daily actions are habitual. And guess what? Your habit determines your future. It determines your destiny. So you must be cautious about the habits, right? And you must make sure that you build the right habits, the right daily habits that will help you grow yourself. For me now, I remember Joseph Maxwell mentioned some of his 5 daily habits. He said, every day I read. He said, every day I write. He said, every day he said, maybe every day I compile my thoughts, something like that, or arrange my thoughts. He said it every day he does that thing. He mentioned 5 things. I can't remember clearly. Okay, say he organizes his thoughts, right? But every day he does 5 things: write, read, organize his thoughts, something like that, reflect. He does 5 things every day. And over something years, it's an habit. And guess what? He has impacted millions, written over 70 or 80 books, made millions of dollars, impacted thousands or millions of people because he was consistent with that habit. Same thing with Cristiano Ronaldo. He has a particular habit he does every day. He must, I remember one time I saw one of his video where he went into a steam room to just get the sweat out of his body. He has time of swimming, time of training, time of eating this kind of food. Habits, right? He doesn't eat anyhow. Habits. What are the habits? Build the growth-oriented daily habits that will help you develop yourself. For me, mine is reading, mine is writing, mine is planning, right? Mine is which one again? Learning. I always watch YouTube videos every day. I make sure I watch one YouTube videos, either in the area of communication, in the area of personal development. I watch a YouTube videos, right? What are the habits, daily habits, in line with your goals? Because don't forget, it's not enough to set goals. You must set habits that will help you fulfill that goals. So habits are what you do daily. What are the habits that you start doing every day now? Your habits are the invisible architect of your future. You can't see your habits, but you'll be seeing their results, right? That's why you must be intentional about the habits, right? So, example, instead of scrolling through social media every morning, commit to reading a personal development book for 20 minutes and writing when you wake up in the morning. Or maybe when you wake up in the morning, the first thing is that you must watch probably a YouTube video and or take an educational course. Maybe you want to learn about public speaking or learn about artificial intelligence or learn about critical thinking. You may say every morning when I wake up, instead of scrolling through online, just wasting my time, while away my time, I'll spend time learning something for 30 minutes. That's an habit. If you keep doing it, it becomes normal to you, right? So over time, as you keep taking action, exhibiting an habit in line with your goals and dreams, guess what? You start rewiring your brain. I getting my point. So your habits are important. So build growth-oriented daily habits, because the secret to your future is hidden in what you do daily. Number 3, commit to continuous learning. That's the third strategies. Commit to continuous learning. I share it as part of the principles. It's also part of the strategies. Commit to continuous learning. Let me tell you something. I remember what I knew about purpose. In fact, when I wrote one of my books, The Purpose Driven Teenager, today if I'm reading that book, I'll be cringing sometimes because what I knew about purpose then, I have learned more about purpose now. I have better understanding about purpose. I keep learning about purpose every time. I keep learning about it, reading about it, right? I keep asking questions because I want, when a young person come and meet me and say, "Sir, I want to know my purpose. I want to have things to say." Any questions about purpose that is thrown at me, I want to have something to say. something intelligent, something wise, something applicable, practical to share. That's what I keep. In fact, sometimes I just take ChatGPT and start asking questions about purpose. Start saying, okay, I think purpose is about this, right? And if someone does this, what do you think about that? If she, I'll say, okay, what if I'll keep just trying to learn. Make use of ChatGPT or other AI tools, right? Just to learn, keep learning, continuous learning. You learn it, you hear about a new language or a new grammar, shake it, keep improving yourself, right? Never stop learning. Every season of your life requires new knowledge, right? Commit to continuous learning. If you stop learning, you stop growing. And when you stop growing, you start dying. So, for example, if you're a young entrepreneur, you see yourself building a global business, how many business books are you reading? Do you have a business mentor, someone that has achieved someone like Visitem Bekwayo, someone like different people that have achieved something are you connected to them? Are you learning from them? Keep improving yourself. For example, someone that is so much I'm so much inspired by is Deborah Kurumi, right? She's organizing a program tomorrow. I'm attending it, right? It's a paid program. I'm attending it because I know I'm going to learn there. Beyond learning, I'm going to connect with people there. It's a way to develop myself, right? I'm going to spend hours learning tomorrow, and I'm excited about it. So you need to tell yourself, for example, I make sure every month I attend at least 1 to 2 conferences every month. It's a way to learn, it's a way to connect with people. So ask yourself, you must commit to continuous learning. Keep learning, keep reading, right? Keep reading books in different areas of life, books on personal development, books on growth, books on business, books on self-development, different books. Keep reading that will help you and guide you. It's not every time novel. Read books, right, that will help you and develop you for the fulfillment of your purpose, right? The more you learn, the more you earn, and the more you become. The more you learn, the more you earn, and the more you become. You can't go beyond what you know, right? You can't think about groundbreaking ideas if you're not exposed to it. I remember my video editors. If ever I'm talking about my video editor, I tell my video editor to edit my videos. I tell them that, see, watch YouTube videos of foreigners, Americans, right? Other people in global or other countries, bigger countries, right? That are doing great with that video editing. So that when you're editing my videos, you know, edit it like a local person. You get what I'm saying? Because I want global people to watch my videos, right? So please watch those videos they make, right? And try to implement it into what you are doing because you can't go beyond what you know. I know next year we're going to impact 100,000 teenagers because I have seen people that impacted hundreds of thousands, someone like Johnson Maxwell. I know it. I know it's possible because I've seen people do it. So you can't go beyond what you know. And how can you know? Expose yourself to knowledge. Most of you, your visions are even limited because you are just capturing vision based on your environment. Learn more. Expose yourself. Some of you have to travel, right? Please, sorry, commit to continuous learning. Number 4 is surround yourself with the right people. For you to grow, you have to surround yourself with the right people. You are the average of the people you spend your time with, right? Surround yourself with the right people. People that will propel your growth. People that will challenge you to growth. People that will push you to grow. There's a quote I remember when I was young. It says that two things will determine the direction of your life: the books you read and the friends you keep. Who are the friends that you are keeping? Are they mediocre friends? Are they friends that are not interested in learning or growth or even interested in purpose? Change your cycle. Move with the right people. Get the right mentor. Connect with the right friends. You get what I'm saying? So you grow faster when you are around people who challenge you. You grow faster when you're around people who support you. Who say, you've read 5 books. I'm going to start reading 5 books too. I want to improve myself too. Oh, you took a course. Tell me about the course. All right, I need to improve myself. So I need to learn, take this course too. Stuff like that. Surround yourself with good-minded people, right? People that are the right people that will fuel your growth. People that fuel your growth. So your environment either drains your growth or drains you or fuels your growth. So make sure it's always around people that fuels your growth, that challenge you, that supports you, that push you to grow, and don't let you accept a mediocre life. Uh, Finally, for you to grow personally, you have to reflect, evaluate, and adjust regularly. You have to keep reflecting, evaluating, and adjusting regularly. Reflection is just Master that said this. Reflection turns experience into insight and insight into transformation. Reflection. Most of you just go through life, you don't sit down and reflect. Okay, you said, for example, in fact, my personal assistant, I told her one of the things I told her was that check my videos. I've done it personally. My wife have done that for me too. But I also told her, give her the assignment that check my videos, my last 4 videos on this channel, and review it for me. Let me know what you think. What can I improve? How can I get better? Because most time you can never improve. Some of you are even improving, but because you are not reflecting, you are not seeing the result of your improvement. So sometimes just sit down and reflect that, okay, am I getting better at writing? How can I get better? How can I improve? Reflect. Okay, look at my writing. What is this right? Look at mistakes here. How can I shape this or write this better? Always reflect, review your progress. As you are developing yourself, make time to reflect, make time to review, make time to evaluate, make time to adjust, because that way you gain insight. Oh, because some of you are doing the same thing and expect different results. Most of you have to change. You have to change the strategies, right? I haven't got a new strategy about how to improve your communication. How sometimes get the transcript of what you said. For example, this YouTube video now, get the transcript of this video. Check some things I said that are too consistent and are wrong or not well articulated, and find ways to improve it in my next speech. But imagine I say consistency and I just keep consistently speaking. I don't make time to just sit down, reflect, and reason. How can I get better? How can I improve? You never grow. And that leads to the first thing I told you in the principles, awareness. Because as you reflect, right, as we reflect, you start, as you reflect, as you evaluate, right, you start adjusting, you start learning better, you start tweaking it to make yourself better, improving yourself. You get what I'm saying? So personal development is not about perfection, it's about progress. Regular reflection helps you measure what is working. It helps you know what is working and what's not and what to improve. That's the power of reflection. So reflect, evaluate, and adjust regularly, right? And I'm sure. So ask yourself at the end of every each week. Ask yourself, what did I learn this week? Uh, how can I improve next week? What am I grateful for? Ask yourself questions. How can I do this better? Who can I connect with that will help me improve the efficiency and the effectiveness of what I'm doing? Keep asking questions, because as you ask questions, you start receiving insight. You start as you reflect, right? You start getting insight that will help you improve yourself. Uh, uh, Let me end with this, right? Uh, the habit, don't wait for the world to get better. Become better, and the world will follow your example. I said that in the beginning, right? In the beginning, I shared about what personal development is. It's about developing yourself, right? Refining yourself, improving yourself so that you can unlock your potential and fulfill your purpose. I shared about the difference between your purpose discovery and purpose fulfillment is what? Personal development, developing. And nobody's going to do that development for you. It's your work, it's what you have to do, right? I just shared about the principles of personal development, about 5 principles of personal development: the principle of self awareness, the principle of consistency, the principle of uh, lifelong learning, the principle of the mind, right? I shared about 5 principles. Also, I shared the 5 strategies for personal development. And the first is what? Set clear and purposeful goals. Who do you want to become? Number 2 is that I said build growth oriented daily habits. What are the things you need to do every day that will help you become who you want to become, right? What are the habits? What are the 5 things you must do every day? That before you go to bed, you must do it. You may be read for 30 minutes, write for 30 minutes, learn a course. What is that thing you do every day? What are the habits that will help you and guide you towards becoming the kind of thing that can fill your purpose? Right. So build growth-oriented daily habits. Number 3, I said commit to continuous learning. Keep learning. Make sure ChatGPT research things. Sit down with ChatGPT, not just checking sorry, I'm feeling sad. Watch that. Research things that will make you better, improve your skill, that improve make you better at delivering whatever it is you have been called to do, right? And number 4, I said what? Surround yourself with the right people, right? It's important. You can't go beyond your cycle. You have to surround yourself with the right people, right? They're the average of people you spend your time with. And you can get the right cycle by becoming the best version of yourself. You attract those kind of people. Are you getting my point? Right? So the right mentors, the right friends, I have them around me and they have really improved me, right? Number 5 is what? Always reflect. As you're developing yourself, as you learn that communication skills, reflect. As you're practicing your writing, practicing whatever it is, reflect, evaluate yourself, and that's how you can improve. Don't forget, don't wait for the world to get better, become better, and the world will follow your example. Become the best version of yourself because the world needs that version. I want to believe you have learned something today. If you have any questions, quickly ask as I round up tonight. I've shared the power of personal development, and I believe you've learned something. How to become the best version of yourself, because that's what the world needs. The world doesn't need the medical version of you; it needs the best version of you. So, do you have any questions you need to ask? I'm looking at the comment section. Any question? Any questions I read up tonight? Any question? Any question? Any question? Any question? Share what you've learned. Let me know in the comment section. Share one thing you've learned today. one thing you've learned today and how you want to improve. Share something you've learned and how you want to improve. What is that new thing you want to start doing differently? What that thing you want to start doing differently, right? Don't forget, the version of you that discover your purpose is not the version of you that fulfill it. It's the developed version of you. That's why you must focus on improving yourself. Don't forget, age is normal. Your age increases by default, but growth is intentional. You must be intentional about growth, right? Growth doesn't happen by mistake. It happens by intentionality. From now on, take your growth seriously. Take it intentionally. Your future self will thank you. Think about who you want to become. Think about your purpose and tell yourself, how can I develop myself? You have to start reading that book. You have to register for that course. You have to connect with that mentor. You have to attend that programs and conferences. Take yourself out of the comfort zone, right? It's difficult. See, come to do this live tonight. It's not easy. I don't. I'm so tired, right? I'm so tired. Do you get what I'm saying? But I know that Mordecai, I've developed myself. I've become a disciplined self. So regardless of how I feel, I still ensure that I do what needs to be done. Right? It's not easy, right? Trying to plan programs, going for another conference tomorrow, do this, do that. It's not easy. But I become the kind of person that can fulfill my purpose and I keep developing myself. Imagine I'm not disciplined. I would have come live this evening. Imagine I'm not disciplined. I'm not bothered about impacting lives. Do you get what I'm saying? There are times I'm really tired, right? But I know that Mordecai, to fulfill your purpose, there's something you have to become. Most people focus on having, but no, focus on becoming. Becoming. When you become, you have. When you become, when you grow, when you develop, you will fulfill God's purpose for your life. Thank you everyone Uche, for being part of this. I saw you have been engaged so far. Thank you, your blessing, for being part of it. You said the world needs the best version of me, not the medical for exactly. Keep improving yourself. It's difficult. Sometimes you be ashamed, right? But see, make the mistake and learn, and you will grow, right? Don't wait to be perfect. Don't start. Don't. You don't have to be perfect to start. You have to start to be perfect. As you start, keep improving yourself, right? You get perfect, you get improved, right? And you walk towards the fulfillment of your destiny. Uh, so he said the world needs the present version of me, not the exactly. Also, Miracle said, I've learned the personal development helps you in all exactly in all areas of your life. That's very true, Miracle. Ushi, actually, that's Ushi. And Miracle said, I will take actionable step and connect move with it. Exactly. Ushi said finally, to become the best version of myself. Exactly, that should be your goal. Become the best version of yourself. Thank you all for joining tonight. And next month we are having life upgrade program. And the theme for life. Okay, okay. The theme for life upgrade program is level up. It's our annual program where we bring speakers to share things that will help you improve your life. And this year we are bringing speakers. And myself, I was speaking for 3 days on the 27th of November to 29th of November. The team is level up, level up, level up. And we're speaking about visionary intelligence, how you can build your vision, how you can capture your vision and build your vision the day one. Day two, we'll be speaking about artificial intelligence, right? I know many of you know about AI. You'll be learning what is AI, how does it work. You also be learning financial intelligence. You'll be learning how you can build wealth, sustainable wealth, right? So you can work towards the fulfillment of your purpose, even fund your dreams and impact lives too. So it's 3 day program, 27th to 29th of November. Get ready to be part of it. Great speakers are coming. It's the 5th edition of Life Upgrade, and you must be part of it. And till I see you next month, and till I see the improved version of you, keep fulfilling purpose and don't stop impacting lives. Thank you all.